I hit the button on accident. I haven't shared this around yet. Give me a second and I will share it. Oh, I can't. Never mind. Never mind. I'm doing it from my phone, which means I'm going to be limited on where I can share it. But, oops. I hit the button too early. How are y'all doing? Is everything good? Let me see. Sorry, I would be more ready, but I was writing a video essay this morning, and now I have to switch from writing mode into yapping mode, which can sometimes take me a second. Why are you doing this? All right. All right. Okay. Hello, hello. Hello, hello. Hopefully some more people will come in here. Like I said, I didn't get the opportunity to share this around. Maybe I can at least share it to Patreon. I can't share it to Discord though, because I'll be real, I don't know how to log into Discord from my from my laptop. All right. I ended up writing like right up until the moment I had to stream, and then I was like, oh shit, because I kind of lost track of time. So, today we're going to talk about death. I was hoping a few more people would be in here. Alright, people are starting to come in a little bit. Remember to like that stream. The more you like the stream, the more people will come in. The Bible study ones are usually a little less popular, though. Good morning, good morning. All right. So, yesterday was Ash Wednesday. Now, the reason I did not stream yesterday is because I had some sort of mystery illness. I thought that it was food poisoning at first, because it very much seemed like food poisoning. But then I started running a fever, and I was like, oh no, I think this is like the flu or norovirus or something. And so, yeah, I spent a day and a half in bed, like mostly sleeping. My poor, beautiful wife had to, who I don't know if she's in the chat or not. I think she may have fallen asleep, so hopefully we don't have any freaks come into the live stream today, because I think my wife might be asleep. I called up to her, so we can only hope. But yeah, okay. So, didn't end up going to Ash Wednesday service last night, which made me really sad, because I love Ash Wednesday service. It's my favorite. But I was like, I am not giving whatever this is to a bunch of little old people, okay? I'm not doing it. So, I just ended up sleeping, and I actually feel fantastic this morning. It was like my body needed that illness to completely crash me out for like a day and a half, and just make me like fucking sleep, because I feel fantastic this morning. So I'm like, I have more motivation and clarity than I have in a long time. Yeah, it was the reset button. I got the reset button hit. So yeah. So today we are going to be talking about our own mortality. Something that norovirus definitely, definitely reminds you of. And kind of what it means to be human, what it means to have a finite life, what it means to live a good life, and kind of talk about Lent and give the what it means to give things up, what the purpose of giving things up is, and where we can kind of go forward from here. So, first off, I wanted to ask the chat, what do you think happens to you after you die? I know that's a big question. I know that a lot of people are going to have different answers. And I know that I don't think any of them are necessarily wrong, because nobody knows what happens after you die. At the end of the day, nobody actually knows. We can make guesses, we can have religious beliefs and doctrines, but nobody actually knows what happens after you die. And I think that, sorry, like I said, stepping out of writing mode into, hey Rev, take care of yourself, stop getting sick. Yo, I have diabetes, I'm gonna get sick. I'm gonna get sick. And I also have 2 small children. Your body goes through decomposition unless unusual circumstances happen to prevent that. Yeah, I mean, I've definitely, that was something I absolutely used to think, right? And like that you may be right. That very well might be the case. Maybe when we die, there's just nothing. There is just nothing. It is the end. And I have made peace with that, right? Like, the beliefs I have about the afterlife are not, oh, thank you, those are my wife's plants. She's far better with plants than I am. All of that over there is basil, by the way. All that stuff, we have huge basil plants. We really need to repot them at this point. We didn't expect them to come up that big or that soon. Yeah, Stormy's gonna be here in stream today. She needs attention. I used to believe that my consciousness would survive my passing, but I don't know anymore. But I know that my material components will rejoin the earth, and I'm okay with that. Yeah, no, like, I think that, you know, thinking about the fact that one day we're going to rot, I think for a lot of people that can be very anxiety inducing. For me, sometimes it is. Like, sometimes if I really, really think about it, you know, the fact that, like, one day I'm just going to be, like, rotten in the ground, it really depends on the day on whether or not that gives me anxiety and what kind of headspace I'm in. But, when it comes to the afterlife, I've really wrestled with the afterlife. Because even when I became an early Christian, I didn't really believe in an afterlife. That was like the one part of the doctrine where I was like, this is just something I can't get behind. I think when you die, you die. And you're good, you're done, you're gone. And like I said, I've accepted that that's definitely a possibility, because, personally, I like to go for reincarnate until we get reabsorbed into the cosmic spiritual soup. Yeah, I mean, that's definitely a thing, too, that could... Oh, God, of course. Hold on, my cat's vomiting. What are you doing? Okay, alright, give me a second. Pearl, why did you puke? It's okay. I'll clean it up. Sorry, guys. I gotta clean up cat mess. Did you eat too fast? Did you eat too fast? Is it because you ate all that plastic this morning? Yeah, I bet that's what it was. I kept telling you not to eat all that plastic. But no, you wanted to eat the package. Alright, where is the... Alright. Sorry for the interruption. Now this is relatable content. I recognize that hacking noise immediately. Yep. Oh no, the consequences of my own actions. Poor... Yeah, no, she's been eating fucking plastic all morning. All morning. I've been, like, I'm pretty sure actually in the video that I made, like the Breakfast with Pop Pop video I made to bring people to the stream, I'm pretty sure I'm like yelling at her multiple times to quit eating plastic. So now we've gotten to see how the plastic eating plays out in the end. And now you have both kitties in stream today, because Pearl's over there. Portal reminding us to live life to the fullest. Yes. Literally the fullest. Like, Pearl's about as full as she can get at all times. Alright, so we were discussing dying before my cat puked. I see your kitties while mine is laying at my feet. So yeah. So here's what I've kind of wrestled with in terms of, like, the afterlife, right? Because for so long I believed, like, okay, after you die, you just die. You just die, you're just gone. And that's it. That's all she wrote. And that, like, you know, the stuff in the Bible about, like, separating the sheep from the goats and all of that was more, like, metaphorical. It was about legacy, things like that. At this point in my life, and then, you know, I kind of moved into, like, okay, maybe there is an afterlife, but there's no such thing as hell, right? And I just, that wasn't something I could get behind, right? At this point in my life, I do think there's a hell. And I am choosing to believe that. And I am acknowledging that this is an active choice that I am making. I don't think hell is forever. I don't. I don't think hell is a place of eternal conscious torment. But I do think there is a hell. I'm not exactly sure how it works. But I have realized that if I am to keep going, if I am to continue on, I have to believe that these fuckers are going to get punished. That even if we fail in our lifetime or their lifetimes for them to receive justice, that there will be cosmic justice. I have to believe that so that I can get up and do what I do in the morning. If I didn't, I think I would simply fall into despair. And universalism for the wind. I believe hell is a purifying process for souls before they get to go be with God. Yes, exactly. I don't think hell is forever. I think that has to be some sort of purifying process because these motherfuckers, they cannot exist with people. They can't even exist with people on Earth. There is something going on, and there are some people who've they're so evil now that I think there has to be, if there's an afterlife, there has to be somewhere they go to fix that. I kind of know that I want to live. I kind of don't know that I want to live forever. The Fundy version of heaven sounds like eternal torment for me, at least. I don't think heaven is forever either. I don't. I think that what makes life worth living, to some extent, is the fact that it's finite. I kind of like what they did in The Good Place, where, like, okay, you have achieved all that you feel you need to achieve, and it's time to just go into the void, you know? I think that's nice. I think that's nice to think about. And I don't think that there's anything necessarily wrong with just choosing an afterlife that gives you peace. I don't think, nobody knows. I mean, what's the harm in it as long as you are not using that to hurt other people? As long as you are not basing your actions on Earth on what may happen to you after you die. I don't think it's particularly wrong to do that. I don't think it's particularly bad to do that. To just have an afterlife that makes you feel better about going into the void one day, you know? I kind of think of hell as experiencing empathy to an extreme degree. Empathy can be very painful and transformative. Yeah, I think that, I think it could just be like a pure existential understanding of all that you have done. And I think that, you know, I don't know. Like I said, I've wrestled with the concept of heaven and hell a lot lately too. I think what brought me into like the desire for heaven, honestly, was Gaza. I was like, okay. That was like the first time I was like, in order to get through my day, I have to believe that these children get more time. Or I will crumble and I will not be able to function. And we need to work endlessly and tirelessly to make sure this... You just puked because you ate plastic. You just did... Oh my God. I'm putting the package up. We're done. I'm so sorry. Come here. No, you're getting shamed. You're getting shamed on the internet. Pearl, you're getting canceled. No, come here. Pearl, don't run from the Lord. Oh my God. Now you're gonna get in a fight? My cats are so dumb. My cats are so dumb. I can't handle it. These cats, they're crazy. Pearl, why'd you do that? Why are you eating plastic again? Anyway, we're trying to have like a serious discussion. Badly paraphrasing, but heaven and hell should be a comfort, not a fear, because it exists to balance out what we humans can't account for here. Yes, exactly. I think that, sorry, I'm still laughing at my dumbass cat. We're trying to have like a serious discussion about existential topics, and Pearl's just over here like gnawing on plastic. My God. So yeah, no, I think that, man, we need all the little moments of laughter and joy we can get in right now. Yeah, no, it feels like the concept of heaven and hell is meant to create like, what's the words I'm looking for? Cosmic balance. You know, cosmic justice. It's not about necessarily like punishing, you know, like it's about justice. It's about those who have done wrong and been cruel having to face judgment for that. And those who have worked endlessly to try to bring good things to the world receiving a reward that they may not get on earth. And I think that really is the root of it. This kind of comes down to a point I've made before, which is that Christianity doesn't make sense through the lens of empire. It doesn't. It is a religion for oppressed people. Because even like, you know, like Jesus as a Jewish man, like Jewish people, it's not like they lived well under the Roman Empire, you know. They were still oppressed people. Everything about this religion is about like, it's written for people who were already being oppressed, who were already facing persecution. When you are the oppressor, when you are the persecutor, the religion ceases to make sense because you don't know who you are in the story anymore. And I think that's where a lot of like these right-wing evangelicals go very wrong. Because instead of looking at this and going, oh, we are the empire, they go, oh, we are the persecuted ones. The Bible says Christians will be persecuted, and we're Christians, so we must be persecuted. And that's not how this works. There are times where you have to look at the Bible, even when you are an American who is also a marginalized person. You have to understand, too, that we are, to much of the world, the empire. We are the empire. And look at yourself through that lens in like globally as well. Because as many of us are marginalized here in the United States, we are still part of the empire that is affecting the rest of the world. And so not only are we, the Christians, the Jesus and his disciples in this story, we are also the Romans. We are the empire too. And those exist simultaneously, and you have to look at yourself through both lenses. Reminds me of something Jordan Peterson said. Something like, you have to believe in the supernatural for Christianity, otherwise it's just a bunch of social justice bullshit. My brother in Christ, you're so close. Yeah, that's kind of the point. I've struggled with the idea of hell. Often I've seen it as an easy way for others to be inactive in the face of evil and say, well, they'll get punished as God sees fit and not do anything. Yeah, that's the thing, is that I don't think hell is meant to be an excuse to not make the world better. And I don't think heaven is either. I don't think you should base your life around what may happen in the afterlife. I think the afterlife is meant to be solace for what you literally cannot change in life. For the things you don't have control over. For the things that you cannot make better. I think that the afterlife is solace for those things. It's not an excuse to never make anything better. I think that the job of Christians is to pull the kingdom of God near, right? To make the world a place Jesus would want to come back to. And I think we've failed at that, utterly. Hello, Bradley. Do you want to say hi to the stream?
Hi, stream.
Bradley says hi, stream. Stream says hello, Bradley. Bradley's getting their laundry.
Clean sheets.
Clean sheets. How long have you had that blanket, my guy?
A long time.
I know. That thing's from like the fucking 90s. That's a 90s blanket.
I mean, I acquired it from Misty and Jeremy, but it's probably been around for a long, long time.
Misty and Jeremy?
Uh-huh.
I'm blanking on who that is.
When you first moved in, the neighbors.
Oh, yeah. Okay. All right. So they had a 90s blanket.
Uh-huh.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I just acquired it from them, and it's Looney Tunes. I like my Looney Tunes blanket.
Yeah. Hell yeah. All right. See you later, bud.
Bye.
All right. Eternal existence in any form sounds like hell, TBH. I want there to be an end. Yeah, that's why I said, like, I don't think heaven probably has is forever either. I think it probably is like, like a temporary place that you get to opt out of, or like being reincarnated. Like, you just get to keep living over and over if you don't fuck it up too bad. I don't know. Who knows? Who knows what happens after you die? That's the thing. That's why these things are, like, around Ash Wednesday, around Lent, I think that it's good to remember that one day you will die. And that you have a finite amount of time on this earth to do with it, to do with what you want, or what you should. All right, so we are about halfway through stream now. I really want to learn more about the Bible and Christianity, but so many resources are super conservative. Do you have any suggestions? So, here's my first suggestion. Lean away from white preachers. Lean away from white preachers. You will still run into a certain amount of conservatism. Yeah, white male preachers, actually. There's very few of them. I can give you a few, at least one. But for the most part, white man preachers, straight white man preachers, are not going to do you any good. Dan McClellan's great. I would consider him more of like a scholar than a preacher. As a preacher, I look to guys like Dan McClellan so that I can do what I do. Okay, I have to research from guys like him to do what I do, because I'm certainly not a PhD. I have to, go to guys who actually have done this kind of research, and then I take that stuff and try to make it to where people can be inspired by it, right? I take those facts and I turn it into poetry, and that's what a preacher's job is, to bring comfort to their flock. Is she eating plastic again? She's not eating plastic again. She's hanging out on the dryer now. Cleaning herself. Licking her butt. Yeah, Dan McClellan's great. I do recommend him. If you're looking for like scholars, Bart Ehrman is another good one. I'm trying to think. Honestly, too, looking into rabbis and Jewish scholars, I'm trying to remember some off the top of my head. I can't. I would have to do a whole resource list, which I have done those in the past. But when it comes to ministers and priests and things like that, steer clear of straight white men for the most part. You are going to get so much more from black ministers, from lady ministers, from queer ministers. Straight white men have, for the most part, lost the plot. Please don't eat a grocery bag. Honestly, I always recommend to people who are trying to come back into Christianity, read the works of Dr. King. Really and truly, that is a wonderful starting point. He gets a lot of accolades as a civil rights leader, which obviously he should. But I feel like a lot of the time, people, especially on the left, like to kind of downplay the fact that he was a minister, and that he was deeply influenced and inspired by his faith. And reading the works of Dr. King, especially Strength to Love, which is a collection of his sermons, beautiful, incredible. The man was a talent that I don't think we've seen since, frankly. There's that one lady on TikTok, usually wears traditional clergy robes with a rainbow stole. Rev Carla, is that who you're talking about? I have a ton of clergy friends on TikTok. Disorganized Religion is another good one. Rev Rachel, the nerdy priest, she's fantastic. I'm trying to think. There are a ton. I have found that as a queer man preacher, the lady preachers tend to gravitate towards me a little bit. It's like, uh, I give off gay man vibes, and the type of preachers that want to be around me are like the type of straight women who want to be around gay men. I've noticed that. I have noticed that. So I have a lot of like white lady preacher friends. Dietrich Bonhoeffer, yes. Trying to think. Shane Claiborne is good. He's liberal in a lot of ways. I don't agree with him on everything. But I think he has some very, very good insight on the direction that Christianity should go. You come across as very safe, so that's not surprising to me. Oh, well, thank you. I do appreciate that. Sorry, occasionally I have to vape. Who would you advise avoiding? I mean, I think anybody I would advise avoiding, you'd get a sense of it really fast. You know? Like, I feel like Christians are so divided right now that, like, if somebody's gonna be like a real piece of shit, they're gonna let it be known pretty quickly. Now, the biggest problem you'll probably run into, and this is going to be a problem no matter what, is that a lot of people in the progressive church, they're liberals, right? And the church right now is having a very similar problem to the Democratic Party, which is that a lot of them don't want to rock the boat. Now, that doesn't mean that they're not good, kind, good-natured people. But there are those who are not going to want to rock the boat. They are not going to want to challenge the institution. And I have definitely had those problems before with certain ministers. But for the most part, like, the content will be good. It's having to deal with the libs interpersonally when you're also a minister that it kind of becomes a problem. Because as someone who is a minister, I'm trying to push the church in a certain direction, and they don't always appreciate that. But there are a lot of people who do. So, yeah, I'm trying to think. Gustavo Gutierrez is another good one to read. A Theology of Liberation. Look into liberation theology as a whole. It's good stuff. Good stuff. Quakers. As a Quaker, I kind of gotta, shove in that little endorsement. But yeah, no, there's a schism happening right now, and the church is deciding right now whether it's going to bow to the empire or whether it's going to bow to God. And unfortunately, a lot of the church has chosen the empire. Rihanna, I think you may be a little behind on the stream, friend. I've noticed that your comments are coming in a little behind. Let's see. Yeah, okay. So Lent. It's now Lent. It's Lent time, which means giving things up. So who all is deciding to celebrate Lent? Who all is deciding to celebrate Spite Lent? And what are we giving up? What are we challenging ourselves with? What actions are we looking into in our own lives? How are we going to improve upon ourselves over the next 40 days? Because that's the thing about Lent too. It's not just about giving things up. It's about finding ways to improve yourself and your life and the lives of people around you. And we talk a lot about the giving up things part, but I do think it's equally important to talk about the things we want to create as well. I feel like lefties in general, we talk a lot about the things we want to abolish, the things we want to get rid of. We aren't as good at painting a vision of the future. Giving up sweets, they're not good for me in terms of my sugar surgery recovery, so I'm going to focus on taking care of my body better. Good job. Good job. Honestly, it's really hard to give up sweets. I am considering moving money to a credit union instead of a bank. I just have to get a day to sit down and do that. Awesome. I'm giving up my job, which helped pay for comfort well, but left me emotionally and spiritually unfulfilled. Going to reinvest that time with my art and community and figure out a way to do more with less. That is incredible. That is incredible insight. Incredible self-improvement, self-discovery. No takeout till Easter. Hell yeah. Any spending besides needed items, no sweets, etc. Hell yeah. No, you guys are doing awesome. That's awesome. I personally am going to be... Now, I do have to break Spite Lent because, and here's what happened. I've been so sick for the past 2 days. I was planning on going grocery shopping on Tuesday, right? And then I ended up super ill and we have no food in our house. So I am going to have to go grocery shopping before Sunday or my children will starve. But like I said, I was planning on doing that before Lent. Didn't end up doing it. So I am going to have to go grocery shopping. But for the most part, grocery shopping on Sunday and only needed things. And I'm going to reevaluate my relationship with information and the news, which is actually, I'm writing the video essay I was working on this morning. Already this kind of like giving up information, trying to figure out why I rely on the sources of information I do. It's been very enlightening. And so I've started writing a video essay on my relationship with a particular content creator. And why I have gravitated towards this content creator the way that I have. And kind of an insight into what I feel as well as what other people might be feeling. And I think it's really important to analyze where we get our information, where we get our entertainment, why we like the things we do, and look at that through a kind of like non-judgmental lens so that we can better understand ourselves and our world. Don't know if I'm doing Lent necessarily, but might take the inspiration to shove myself back into a meditation practice because I hate it, but it makes every area of my life better. No, really and truly, I feel so much better. That's another thing I'm going to work on for Lent, is getting back into prayer. I feel so much better when I take time in the morning and evening to pray, but like, I have had trouble, and I think a lot of people do, carving out that time because it always feels like other things are more pressing. Right? It always feels like that relationship with God, that time with God, that time to like self-care and sit and define yourself spiritually and have self-care. That time always gets shoved off for things that feel more important. And I found that, you know, the time I spend fucking scrolling, I could be praying. It's not actually that I don't have the time. It's that I am giving in to my vices and wanting to do things like that instead. I'm also cutting out easy dissociative media in an attempt to be more present in the everyday. Yeah. Do you do ashes for Ash Wednesday? I wanted to go to Ash Wednesday service so bad last night. Yes, usually I do. But I was so sick. And I was not about to give whatever the fuck I had to a bunch of old people. Because it was nasty. It was nasty. Hello, Stormy. Are you coming to get attention from the internet? Stormy, do you think you could work on some things for Lent, namely your attitude? Your attitude and your constant need for attention and validation? Do you think we could work on it? I read recently, you will regret your inactions the most. So in the spirit of that in Lent, I'm going to try to limit doom scrolling and spend that time doing things I actually care about and that fulfill me. Yeah, that's kind of the direction I'm trying to move in. Like my relationship to media right now is not great. And I think I need to fix that. And I think honestly, that's something a lot of leftists need to really look into, is our relationship with information and media, and social media, and how it is impacting our life and our relationships and our movement. And that, like I said, that's kind of what the video essay I'm writing right now is about. Like I said, there is a particular news content creator that I watch quite often, that I've kind of realized the reason I like this creator isn't necessarily because he's the best at what he does, but because he feels a bit like junk food. And I kind of want to explore that and explore like that kind of catharsis and id, you know? I think it could be really interesting, and I think it could be really insightful for why we are watching our nation go in the direction it's going. I think a lot of people are kind of working on vibes, you know? They're kind of going on vibes. Spicy gray cats are my vibe. Send her to the Arctic with me. Yes, she is a very spicy gray cat. Yes, Stormy. Stormy. You scare me so much, though, because you randomly decide that you don't want to be petted anymore, and then you freak out. Yeah. Well, I'm really proud of you guys. I'm really proud of you guys for doing the things that the Lent things that you are accomplishing. Good job. I want to tell you, good job. This is a chance for us to, like, really work on ourselves and do better and decide what's important in life. And even if you weren't a Christian, I think that that's an important practice to do. So, all right. Well, I really want to work on this essay again. I'm not going to lie. So I'm probably going to go ahead and wrap up stream. But if you like what I do, if you like it, and you want me to be able to keep paying my bills and buying my groceries, there's a link tree down at the bottom of stream. That is very, very, very helpful. All right, let's get y'all's. We are also, this Friday is movie night. If you're local, please come out to movie night. We always appreciate it. The outreach is, as always, on the last Saturday of every month. We are having interfaith discussion group on Sunday. So if you are a patron, you can come to interfaith discussion group, and that is open to all paid patrons. Where am I going in here? Yep. All right. Gotta set my filters. All right, a special thank you to Jennifer Davidson. Is this gonna let me scroll down? What the fuck? Okay. Jennifer Davidson, Margaret Capehart, Jessica Bednarek, Ariana, Emma Price, Allison Hill, Lauren O'Connor, Mao, Nathan, Morgan Westerin, Eleanor Buxbaum, Jay Winia, Morgan May, Taylor Condra, River Johnson, Angelini Pellegrini, Faith Benamy, Kristen McSorley, Jacqueline Gordon, Devin Watson, Val Smith, Post-Punk Pastor, Pauline Gibson, Lucas Kempe Cook, and John Borg. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it. Again, that interfaith discussion group, I just saw somebody just joined my Patreon. So remember that interfaith discussion group is this Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I usually drop a link between 6 and 6:30 on Patreon. I try to do that in the patron Discord as well. By the way, if you need a new link to the Patreon Discord, just hit me up. I would be happy to do that for you. So, as always though, drink a water, eat a food, be kind to yourself, to your neighbor, and to the earth. Thank you guys so much for everything you do. I hope you have a wonderful day. Stormy hopes you all have a wonderful day as well. See? She hopes you have a wonderful day. And of course, God bless. Stormy, I'm trying to turn off the stream. Stormy, let me turn off the stream. All right.